Hi, welcome to Everything Education with Dr. Roz. Thank you for joining me. Today's episode is Transform Your Classroom Culture. It is the next episode in my series of classroom solutions. Today's topic on classroom culture is a needed thought that is totally backed up by research. Classroom culture, it definitely takes the shape of the learning environment. It fosters a positive classroom culture. It's key to creating a space where our scholars feel safe and respected and inspired to learn. So today's podcast on classroom culture is really about those personal connections that we need to build in our instructional environment that improves student engagement. So let's get started. Classroom culture is more than just rules and expectations and procedures in the classroom. This is an opportunity where curiosity can be encouraged, mistakes can be seen as opportunities for growth, and every scholar knows that their voice can be heard. That is essential in the instructional environment. Scholars need to feel like they can make a mistake and not be ostracized or picked on or made fun of. Protecting that instructional environment is key to the scholars wanting to learn, wanting to be engaged, and wanting to participate. Having good classroom culture builds relationships and it sets a welcoming tone and it boosts the morale of your scholars. It makes teaching a lot more fun as well. So, again, fostering a positive classroom culture is key to creating a space where scholars feel safe, respected, and inspired to learn. Because ultimately, that is what our goal is. We want our scholars in the classroom learning. It can be something simple as standing at our door and greeting our scholars as they enter the classroom. Provide genuine greetings. Good morning. Good afternoon. It's so good to see you. I'm so glad you came to school today. I'm so glad you're in my class today. We want to share genuine greetings with our scholars. They matter. They're our clients. They are the ones we're serving. Ask some non academic questions. How's your day going so far? Did you enjoy lunch today? Did you learn anything in your last class? If so, what did you learn? Has anything fun happened today? Ask some questions. Let them know that they are being seen and heard. Give out a few compliments. If your school has school uniforms, I love that your uniform is so neat and that your shirt is tucked. I love that you're smiling today, you're laughing, you're enjoying your school day. That's great to see. Give out some of those compliments. Now, of course, you don't have to compliment every scholar, but you should greet every scholar and ask some non academic questions along the way. That's important. Why does that work? Because it builds relationships and it sets a welcoming tone, which is key. The classroom culture charter. That's a great activity to have. You can provide some type of prompt to your classroom, a question like, what do you need to feel respected and safe in the learning environment? Allow the students to have an opportunity to talk amongst each other, jot down some notes and some information. Set a timer, allow about 3 minutes for this to happen. Bring the class back together because now you have someone who needs to write down a few of the suggestions and then have the class vote on it. Whichever suggestion gets the most votes, it goes on the norms chart. When the students vote on something, now you have something to say to them when they are non-compliant or they need some redirection. You can remind them, as a class, this is what we agreed upon. And so you're violating our classroom charter. So it's important to have some buy-in from your students. Let them know that they are being seen and heard. It gives them a sense of responsibility and pride in their learning environment. And it's an opportunity for you to remind them that this was done together as a cohesive class unit. And so these are the expectations and the norms that will be followed, and we have all agreed upon it. And make everyone sign, and you sign as well, saying that this is what we have decided. The Shine Time Ritual. I love this. This is a recognition program. It's an opportunity for you to increase motivation and strengthen group cohesion in your classroom. It's an opportunity to acknowledge a student each week. If you teach, for example, I have 8 class periods at my school. I want to recognize one student from each class period. It could be something as simple as a certificate and acknowledgement in front of the classroom that particular student is your chosen student of the week. You could also have a miniature item that a replica of your school mascot. So if your school happens to be tigers, you could have a miniature tiger, and that tiger can sit on that student's desk while they're working that day because they're the chosen student of the week. So have those opportunities for scholars to stand out. So you can have a scholar each class period, each week. That would be phenomenal. You could also recognize students for kindness, recognize students for those who put in a lot of effort to do their work. You can also talk about the student who maybe they started a little rough at the beginning of the week. They found their way and now they are on top and they have turned their week around and they're standing out. They're outstanding. And you can see the growth from Monday to Friday. Whatever you decide to do, just make sure that you're focused on recognizing your scholars in the classroom. Highlight those small victories, completing assignments, showing leadership. Just that recognition it fosters empathy and reinforces a positive narrative about classroom culture. And that's what it's about. So why does it work? Because it reinforces those positive behaviors and group cohesion, as I mentioned earlier. That's what we want to do in our classrooms. Now, on the other side of this, no one is perfect. People make mistakes. So, the bonus technique, rewind and redo. When you have those moments, those challenging moments, and you will have them, offer your scholars the opportunity to reset their behavior. Give them an opportunity to restore, give them some grace. No one is perfect, and perfection should not be the expectation, although excellence should be. So take an opportunity instead of punishing them for any missteps, give them an opportunity to rewind and redo their behavior. Signal that learning from mistakes is part of growth and growing up and being mature. It's okay to make a mistake, it's what you do afterwards. So afford some grace and opportunity for students to say, you know what? I'm sorry. I should not have done that. I should not have said that. It won't happen again. Please forgive me. As adults, we make mistakes. Again, no one is perfect. So it's important to acknowledge that, yes, mistakes will be made, but it's important to not continue to make the same mistake. Why does it work? Because it encourages learning from mistakes, again, as I mentioned, and it promotes growth and understanding. Again, I mentioned that. So we want to look at an opportunity for them to know mistakes are okay, continuing to make the same mistake is not. So with those types of consistent steps, like those greeting students at the door, having an opportunity for them to share some norms, vote on them, and agree. Peer recognition, all of that can transform your classroom into a haven of positivity. Building a thriving classroom culture, that takes intention, but it does not have to feel overwhelming. Simple steps, these simple steps can transform your classroom, not only into a haven of positivity, but a haven of productivity. That's important as well. So when we foster this type of environment, it celebrates diversity, promotes empathy, and encourages collaboration. We want to empower our scholars to not only succeed academically, but also grow as compassionate, resilient, and responsible individuals. So remember, culture isn't built in a day, it's built every day. So teaching is a journey. Are you packed? Regardless of where you are on your teaching journey, this podcast is your go to resource for professional growth and instructional innovation. Thank you for joining me today. Please remember to join us next week for more insights into everything education in your classroom. Until then, let's continue to transform education for everyone, everywhere.